Hi there ladies, me again. I thought I'd make you this video on how to do the high press. Now, Matt tells me you press the ball really well, and I think most of the time what we're currently doing is a 3/4 press, so we set up our press from this line, the 23. There's also a half court press, which we probably don't do at the moment. It's brilliant, we'll talk about it in another video, but this is the full press or the high press. Okay, and that means we press right from where the ball goes. Really effective in the first 5 minutes when we're full of energy, and it sets your intentions out wonderfully well for the game. So where are our players? So our forward line, our front three are here, and then our midfield line are here. And what we also have is a centre back that's slightly promoted. So we're pressing with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players. Okay, and back here, you just man mark. Okay, you don't have to think about anything apart from man marking. One thing I would say, however, if their player goes over here, the ball is this side, I would, if they do this, I would front mark, and I would just hold the middle. I wouldn't go past, say, the defender's injection mark, not the attacker's injection, the defender's short corner mark, okay, the first one. So I wouldn't look to go past there, so we can hold the middle of the pitch. But essentially you're man marking in that back three position. Okay, let's just get rid of that. Now, let's get rid of these lines as well. There's actually one more line I would like to add, and it's this line here. Okay, so these three players, make sure you're not flat, you should be in a line. And in fact, we'll talk about how this player could leave this line, but that's important. Just look to your left and just make sure you're trying to set this up. So what's this front player doing? This front player is making sure this player does not want to transfer the ball. Okay, so you want to be 5 meters. You really challenge that 5 meter distance. Be as close as you can. You can even say, "So you happy? Am I in a good position?" And your job is to stop that. Okay, so that's really upsetting this player. This player may go here, so then just cut it off. Okay, really put doubt. Do not let them transfer this ball. It's very intimidating for this player. You can do that because we've promoted, and you'll see in the next press video, we've promoted this player. This player would normally be here, and this would be you. So you're free to do this, okay? This is a full court press. Now, what we ideally want to do is we want the ball to go to this player, and we're going to try and win it back in this region here. So I've hidden the ball there, so I might not be able to get it back. There we go. So that's what we're allowing to happen. You could do this and just really make their life difficult. There's nothing wrong with that. Or you could let it happen because we want to win the ball here. Now, just a few things to be aware of. So these three, we are zoning our defense, right? But within our zone, we're going to move accordingly to where they go. So if they're a bit of a poorer team and they split the middle and leave themselves open, then obviously this player can see what's going on, right? So this player has to be the vocal player in the press. Put a name on it. You could say, right, this person, just take a step right. You could say centre half, take a step right. So we're covering the ball. We're not man marking. That's naff. Okay. We are dictating where we want our players to go. Okay. So in this instance, there's nowhere this player could pass. If you do stand here, then this player will have to come back to get the ball, and you're going to allow them. You're not going to press, because if you do that, wallop, we're in trouble. Okay. So do not break this 23 line. If they stand here, then that's their stupid fault. They're probably going to drop back so they can get the ball. Okay, but let's set them up like they're a pretty decent team. Let's give them credit, because to be fair, they've got this far. So they're going to be pretty decent. Okay, so where were we? We were like this, weren't we? So something like that. Okay, so even in this position, this player can say, right, centre half, just take a step to your right, make it difficult for this player. If they do somehow get it to here, then yeah, just collapse in, right? Just win that ball back, and then we can attack. Okay, that's absolutely fine. But if this player is effectively doing their job and you're having a quick look over your right shoulder, you can, if that person steps into your zone, you can just literally front mark them and make them move somewhere else. So we're looking pretty good in this position. So what we want to do is we want to allow this to happen. Okay, when this happens, this player goes at a 45-degree angle to the ball. This player, this player and this player will come across. This is where we're going to win the ball. Very important is this player cuts off the transfer. You've got to cut it off completely. So when this person gets the ball, put huge pressure on, and we're looking for them to panic and pass the ball to us here. If their player does lead into this space, we just front mark, we get it, we've got turnover, and we're on the counter attack. So that is the high press. I just run over the individual roles one more time, and then I'll let you to do what you need to do this video. Like, watch it again, pause it. I'll be quizzing you when I next see you. Right, let's set them up. So we have that nice line here, and we have we're covering it here. One thing I will say actually very quickly is, when this player is looking down on this center half, we talk about the shadow of a player, okay, and that's where we'd never want to enter, because if this player is any good, the ball is not getting through them. So the shadow of a player is a no-go area if we're trying to win the ball. So if this is one of their players, we wouldn't ever want a player in here. And defensively, we defend the left foot of this player, okay, so the left-hand side of the shadow and the right-hand side of the shadow, because that person's got everything covered. If somehow it does get through, then we've got this free centre-back who can move around wherever he wants, really, but looking to mop up anything that happens in there. So always think of the shadow when you're looking at your teammates, the shadow of this front player here. Okay, so what are the roles again? So we're looking to create this line here. Now we're allowing the ball to transfer. By all means, you can be quite high if they're here, cut every ball off completely, but they're probably going to drop to allow the transfer, and then you'll let them do it. So we'll let the transfer happen. This person immediately cuts off the transfer. This person approaches on a 45. As the ball's gone, we're already leading into this space to try and win the ball. These players might move, so obviously we're man marking. Yeah, so if all three of these come over this area, like so, we go with. Okay. In fact, all of our players will also, don't want to move the line, want to move the player. All of our players will move over to this half of the pitch. Okay, we're defending this half of the pitch, and we're trying to force a panic ball either down the line or inside. We can't go back, we'll win it. Can't go down the line, we'll win it. So, that's the high press. Can't do it all the time, so it's really, really intense. If for some reason it does get through, the job of the players is, let's say it gets to like somewhere over here. The job of the players is to hold them up as long as we can, just force them out wide. So then we've got players that we can just run goal, and then we can reset and regroup and try and win the ball a little bit deeper. Okay, because it will get through. Yeah. So just hold them up, and the rest of the players on the other side of the press can just run goal, and we can set up again. Girls, I hope that makes sense. You can always post comments below, and I will do my best to answer them. But please talk to each other about it, because Matt and I are going to expect you to watch this, and Helen expect you to watch this, quiz you, and we want to see it in action. Hope you enjoyed it.